number 34, and it's more on word problems. If you're doing a word problem, who knows where you should start reading?
The first letter.
Actually, it's kind of opposite. You really should start with the question because it gives you a clue of what you're looking for, and most of the time it's going to give you a clue of what you have to do. How many pounds of fruit, so I'm looking for fruit, did he buy all together? When you're adding. So that already tells me. I don't even have to go through all of the details. He bought 3 1/4 pound of peaches. He bought 2 5/8 of seedless grapes. How much did he buy all together? What do you have to do? Add. So you have a lined sheet of paper. There's absolutely no room to do them here. I won't take it if you show work here. You've got to do it on the lined paper. I'm going to help you set it up. I'm not going to do it. So you will have to write it and get your common denominator.
Do you write the answer on the piece of paper?
Yes, write the answer on the piece of paper. You write it here and then transfer it also. So 5/8. So we know it's how much do they buy altogether. And I would say probably I would not do more than maybe 2 problems to each section. So let's look at the second one. Again, don't try to do them right now. I'm going to go to the question. How much larger is the grip, which is the handle, on Duncan's racket? How much larger is one grip than the other? What would you probably have to do? Subtract. Very good. So add, subtract. And again, Alice's tennis racket has a grip that's 3 7/8. Duncan's is 4 1/2. If I subtract, which number has to go on top?
The bigger one.
The bigger, the one with the bigger whole number. So which one has the bigger whole number?
4.
The 4 1/2. So 4 1/2 minus 3 7/8. Again, you're going to have to get your common denominator and then finish it from there. So let's look at the number 3. It says, in fact, they give you a picture. Well, in fact, I'm going to look here. How far is the pitcher's mound? So here's the pitcher's mound from second base. So let's go ahead and see what we're looking for. We're looking for the distance from the pitcher's mound to second base right here. So now let's go. That really doesn't tell me what I have to do. Sometimes it doesn't. So now we're going to go ahead and look at it. On a baseball diamond, the pitcher's mound is 60 1/2 feet from the home plate. So here's the pitcher's mound. It's 60 1/2 from the home plate. If the second base is 127 feet from the home plate, so I'll visualize that first. If second base from the home plate to the second base is 127 1/4, they want to know how far is it from the pitcher's mound to second base. Who can look at that picture and determine what you have to do? So very good. You know the total distance from home to second is 127, and if you take away this much, it will leave you with this amount there. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up, and obviously the bigger number, I'm going to leave some room. I have to fold mine down so you can see it. It again on this is number 3. So on number 3, we're looking for this amount right here. So we have to take the larger minus this amount. So it's going to be 127 1/4 minus 60 1/2. And I know on this one, by the way, when you get your common denominator, you're not going to have enough to subtract. So you're going to have to open and add. But again, I'm not going to work them all through. By this time, you need to work them through, and we will have a test on mixed numbers for sure next week. I'm thinking Tuesday, but we'll see. Okay. So number 4. We're only going to do, we're going to set up to number 7. All right, number 4, it says, how much longer What is that a clue that you're going to have to do? How much longer? The rope is 10 feet. The other one is 7 feet. How much longer is the longest? What do you have to do? Subtract. So if that's a clue, I'm going to subtract. How much longer does it take to go from New York to LA than from LA to New York? So the flying time from New York to LA is 5 2/3 hours, probably because they have a headwind, which slows it down. And the return flight is 4 3/4. How much longer is the first flight than the second? What do we have to do? Subtract. So it's going to be 5 2/3 minus 4 3/4. And again, you have to get your common denominator and work it from there. And I think there's only 2 more. Well, let me look at our time because I have to do some of the ones on the back. This one, okay. This one we'll do together on the number 5. So number 5, I'm going to skip about 3 spaces. So the number 5, it says, how much of the sheet was left? What are you probably going to have to do? In the end, you're going to have to subtract. We might have to do something else, but in the end, I have to subtract. 2 pieces were cut from, here's my total piece right now. 1 piece that was cut was 2 1/4. The other piece that was cut is 1 1/3. How much is left? So I'll just draw a little picture. So the original was 4 5/8. 1 piece that was cut off was 2 1/2. The other piece that was cut off was 1 1/3. And they want to know how much is left right here. Who knows what you'd have to do? Say it again. Okay, do you want to take this and subtract this and then subtract this, or do you want to add these together and then subtract it? Yeah, so let's do that. So let's go ahead and add these 2. And does anybody know the denominator already? With 2 and 3?
6.
It's going to be 6. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3, this one by 3. And I'm doing it real tiny, but this one by 2 and the numerator. I should have actually just rewritten it. So it's going to be 2, 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6. So it's going to be 3/6 plus, the other one was 1 1/3. So again, I'm going to make it times 2 times 2. So it's 1 2 6 plus 1 2 6. So what is the total of those pieces?
3 5 6.
3 5 6. So that's the total of what they've already cut off. But what do we still have to do? Yes, ma'am. If you want to come and get it. We have to now subtract. So 4 5/8. You can take it to your desk. Okay. Minus the 3 5 6. But are we able to subtract that like that?
No.
Who knows why? What do we need to get first? You have to have the denominator that's the same. So again, I'm going to go ahead and make my little T chart. For me, that's the easiest way. I don't use the smaller one. 6 doesn't go into 8, so 8 times 2 is 16. 6 doesn't go to that yet. 8 times 3 is 24. Does 6 go into 24? Yes, so that's it. All right. So 8 times, this is number 5. 8 times 3 is 24, so 5 times 3 is 15. And then what do we have to multiply the 6 by?
4.
By 4, by 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, I'm going to get this out of my eyesight. But there's another problem with this one. Who knows what it is? Yeah, you don't have enough. You cannot take 15 minus 20. All So I have to open and add my 24 pieces that's coming over and the 15 that I had. And you're right, it is 39. And now can we subtract?
Yeah.
And I think we can do that in our head. What is that?
19.
So 19 over 24. Is it inches? I don't know. And then that 3 minus 3 is nothing. So let's see, that should be our answer. Is it at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yes. So it is at the bottom, and we can cross it off. Okay. And we're done with that. So that's going to be 19. That's the number. This one here. It is 19 over 24. And I guess it's almost a foot is left. Not quite. And then we're going to do one more on this side. And we're going to try to tackle a few on the other. So, and we might just, this one is pretty easy. It says a 2 by 4, and they've got it right here, a 2 by 4, 2 inches by 4 inches, is really not 2 by 4. They're saying it's 1 5/8 by 3 1/2. What is the total distance around the whole thing? If we go all the way around, number 7. Oh, I skipped one. I skipped the number 6. Okay, but let's go ahead and stick with the number 7. If I do that all the way around, who knows what I have to do? Add or subtract? You're going to add. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 3 1/2. And then, is that 1 5/8? 1 5/8. So is that, have I added everything going around? No. What do we still have to add? What's on the bottom? What length is this on the bottom?
3 1/2.
It's another 3 1/2. And what's the length on this opposite side? 1 5/8. Okay, and I'm going to do this one a little bit different. Who knows in their head, what is 3 1/2 and 3 1/2? Careful. It's 7. Why is it 7? Because a half and the other half is 1. So these two actually I can cross off and put a 7. And then I just need to find, in fact, aren't these already eighths, the other two? So let's add that. Do you want to fill one up?
Yay.
So we need to add 3. And I could take the 3 from here, which would leave us 2. So I'm going to add that together. That gives me another whole box. So again, the 3's are gone. So I've got 1, 2, 3. And how many eighths are left?
2
And 2 eighths. But we're going to add it to the 7. So it's 3, and if I reduce that, what is that?
Wait, 1 over 4?
1 over 4. So 1 over 4. So our final answer should be all the way around. It is 10 1/4. And is that answer down there? Yes. No, we're not doing that 8. We're not doing 9. I missed that. So this is going to be 10 1/4. So always look for those opportunities where you can fill it right away. It's going to save you a lot of time. And the last one on this side, and we have to tackle a few on the other. I don't know. Or we could just finish the ones we've got. But what time do we get out of here? 40?
39, 35, 37.
So you've got 27 more minutes. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. All right, so I'm going to flip this over. On the number 6, it says, what was the closing price of the stock? It opened at $57 1/8 of a dollar. And then it rose 3 1/4. How can I find the price right now with those two? Adding. Well, let's do that. Very good, Miss April. So let's go ahead and add those two first. So that is going to be 57 1/8. And then if it rises, it adds on to 3 1/4. Okay. What is the common denominator?
8.
It is 8. So this stays 1/8. And we're going to multiply this one by 2. Again, common denominator is required for adding and subtracting. That is a basic premise. It is 2/8. Let's wrap this up and move it. So, what is the stock price right now?
$60.03.
Very good. So it's $60.03. But then, so get this down. I'll wait until you get that down. But then what happened? Then it fell by $5.50. So it's not worth 60 anymore. So who knows what we need to do to find the new price now? Subtract. Very good. So 60.3 minus 5. In fact, can we take this half and make it into eighths? Right here?
Yeah.
What would I have to multiply it by? Okay, boys and girls, I'm not going to do that because, by the way, I put this in the wrong spot. I absolutely wrote this wrong. It should be under the 0, so I'm going to rewrite. 60.3 minus 5.5. What is our common denominator? 8. So this is 3 halves. Who knows how many halves are in a half? How many eighths are in a half?
4/8.
4 eighths times 4 times 4. So let me get this out of my eyesight. Oh, nobody's correcting me. You're losing candy. So this should have been an 8. So fix that up. Okay, so anyway, can I take 3 minus 4?
3 minus
No. So Tennyson, what do I need to do if I can't take 3 minus 4? If I can't take 3 minus 4, what do I need to do? Is open a box,
59.
leaves us 59, and what do I do with these two numbers?
Adam.
We add them, because 8 pieces are coming over, added to the 3 that we had, so we now have 11. And 11 minus 4 is what?
7.
Is 7/8. And what's the dollar amount?
59.
Well, 59 minus 5 is,
40. Wait, 40 minus?
we're subtracting,
54. Yeah, 54.
54 people.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes,
Why is there 7 answers and 9 problems?
because you're not doing them all.
Oh,
Okay, because we're not doing all 9.
okay.
Because we're only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why I don't have these 2 answers down there. So is 54, yeah, 54 and 7/8 is down there. No, ma'am. You don't, trust me, you won't want to.
Can we try doing bonus?
You could try, but I don't have the mixed-up answer down there. Okay, so let me see with 30 minutes left. I know you could get those 5 done. Let me just, I don't know if I want to start on this. I always run off 2 pages thinking that we could get it done, but I'm worried that we can't. Oh, actually, these aren't bad. Okay. Okay.
I like your veins.
Well, thank you, thank you. All right. So, hold on a second. I don't want to do too much. All right. The only ones that we're going to do, because there's another type that I have to explain too much, and I don't want to have to explain. So, put number 1. And look at it carefully. It says, what is the total thickness? Guess what you're going to have to do? Add.
Add.
Total means add.
What was number 6? Sorry.
Okay, I can't go back right now. What fraction of the tank did she use on the trip? She had 3/4. At the end, there was only 1/6. How much did she use? What would you have to do? Subtract. That's all, people. And the mixed-up answers are on the bottom. Don't do number 3. That's for another day. So again, you're going to do 1, 2. You're going to go down and do number 5 and 6, and that's it. So how much time did he spend washing the car? He spent 5/12 washing the mom's car and 1/5 to wash his father's car. How much altogether? What do you have to do? Add. Don't put a little addition sign. What is the fraction of the total? Is add. That's it. So you're going to add what's the total fraction of the total area occupied by the two structures? The house occupies 7/20, the garage occupies 1/15. The total is you add. And people, that's it. So you're doing 1, 2, 5, and 6 on the back, and you're finishing up these that we've already set up. And you guys can begin. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you can.